A really great next step after learning your shell voicings is to add notes from the B string to fill them out a little bit. So instead of a 3-note voicing, you get a 4-note voicing. Now, depending on which chord you're playing, which voicing you're using, a note on the B string might fulfill either the 5th rule, like the 5th of the chord, or in some cases the 9th of the chord. And that will depend on which type of voicing you're using. When we first start, we're going to be adding the note on the B string, which is on the same fret as the root of the chord. When we do that, we end up adding either the 5th or the 9th to a chord, depending on which string the root is on. I'll show you what I mean. So if the root of the chord is on the E string, for example, we're going to add, in this case, the 5th fret, so A. We're going to add the 5th fret on the B string to our chord voicing. And this goes for all of our shell voicings. So for example, A minor, A dominant, A7, adding the 5th fret there, and A major. If the root of the chord is on the A string, so for example D, 5th fret again, we'll still be adding the 5th fret B string, but in this case it's the 9th of the chord. Gives it a pretty cool sound. So we have D minor with the 9th, D minor 9, right? D7 or D9, D7 with the added 9th, we call that D9, or D major 9, that 5th fret. Of the new voicings, this is probably the most complicated one. Require the most practice to get used to. Take a look at some of the example tunes on the website, which give strategies for using these types of voicings over jazz standards like Autumn Leaves and other tunes like that. And try them in your own favorite jazz standards. It's just a matter of adding one note to the B string. It will require some practice to get used to the fingerings. Keep in mind that different fingerings will work in different situations, so if there's something that works well for you, just go with it. Sometimes people like to bar these, sometimes people like to do one finger per note. It really depends on the context. So have fun and take care.